we are back with another saga of my cam swap. Look at this. I stopped last night. If you didn't watch the last video, I'll leave the link over here so you can go ahead. We put the time chain on, and we also fixed the welding and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna pick it up right where I stopped it, which is we're gonna torque to the spec, the cam bolts, and I'm gonna put the oil pump in, and I'm gonna attempt to do the springs, because the springs I think I'm gonna spend a lot of time because it's so sensitive, but we'll see where we go. Then we can start putting the spark plugs back on, and of course we need to figure out the balance. So let's see how far we can get though. If you are here for the first time, subscribe, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and also leave your comment below if there is anything that you want to see in this process. I think we are really close though to, you know, start the car. I cannot wait, so let's get to work. Every time I stop working on the engine, I cover everything, or I put the cover back on. So I'm just gonna, you know, take this out for now. I'll take my wrench. The specification, I'm gonna put the specification on the screen, but it's 18. Now we are going for the oil pump. So for the oil pump, we need to put the ring before we try to put the oil pump on. So what I saw some people doing, it's putting a little bit of oil here. I think that somehow helps when you're gonna start the car. I put a pan on the bottom, so it is what it is. I put a paper towel before we put the bolt back on. I don't want anything to fall under my oil pan. There's a bolt that goes here. You can drop this bolt here on your oil pan, then you have to drop the oil pan, all the so on and so forth. So that's the reason why I put a paper towel there. Let's put on the specs too. 18 torque for this bad boy here too. Oil pump is on, and let's hope for the best. There's a gasket on the bottom, so I'll get the new gasket, and we're gonna put the cover that's sitting there back in there. We have the new gasket and the new seals here. I still have the old seal here. It's not easy to come out though. I think we're gonna use something to help us. So, but that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna replace the seal with the BTR one. I should go over here, and then the new gasket, and then we can put the timing cover on. So we're getting closer. Ah, dude, my camera wasn't working. So what I did, I removed that seal. The old one, it's here. So this is the old one, see? So what I did, I used the hammer to hammer with a screwdriver from this side. So that popped out, and then I put the new one back on. That's the BTR one, new one. And now I'm just make sure the gasket goes right on there, and then we're gonna put it back in the car. I put one bolt there so we can attach the bolt. Here, I almost put it backwards, so it should be like this. There we go, like a glove. And the one thing I almost forgot, picture for Instagram though. Gotta keep that up. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow there, because I'm also posting a bunch of stuff there. So I'm gonna just throw the other bolts in. Eventually. Alright boys, I changed the springs, and I will show you this one here because I really want to take my time. But as you can see, I did this side, and the other side is already, it's done. So you can see the difference between the BTR springs and the stock springs. The tricky part here, you have two ways to, and I pretty much use both ways. The one way is you use this hose here to feed through the spark plug hole, and then you use a compressor you attach here, so that kept your lifts up. The other way, which I found to be easier, to be honest, you turn the crank like until the lifters come out. You see what I'm saying? So I'll do one. You really need to be careful because as I think Dave mentioned, those are aluminum. And dude, if you screwed up that, I don't know. We did one though. So I will try to fix that one and I'll let you know how that goes. So you're gonna need this tool here that goes on the hose for the rock arms like this. I tie by hand because, trust me, the experience of, you know, done one and almost screw everything up was horrible. I don't want to do that again. So I tie by hand most of the part. And those, they don't need to be very tight. So just so the thing doesn't move. That's basically what we're doing. Right, and then that's the second part of the tool that goes over the springs. And that's it. And then I'm using a bunch of washers because I want to be different. So, and then we're gonna use this bowl here just to save time. And then when we got at this point, it's gonna start pushing the springs down. Okay. All right, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn the crank until the lifts come up. So what you have to do, just keep your hand there. Cause see, now they come. Just a little bit more. There you go, you see? And then the lifts came out. Now I can use a magnet to take the retainers out. And you do the same on the other side. So you save the retainers, save if you want, if you don't, just throw away. Now we're gonna reverse the process. And sometimes it's so far away, my power tool doesn't reach. So you gotta go the old school way. Now you can take out the springs. I forgot the name of it. So I'm using like a plier. So you can grab it. There we go. Now I'm gonna replace that with the BTR one. So those are the BTR one. They go here and here. And then, and here is the trick part though. There's a tool that you use to press this, but I watch a couple of YouTube and people are doing with a socket. And you don't need that much, so you put a socket there and use a hammer. Just very gentle. There you go, see? Very gentle. You don't need to do too much though. So make sure your lifts are up and then the springs. So now basically it's reversing the process. We put these springs back on and then we're gonna use the tool. I'll tell you what though, it's such a tedious job. So that's why I'm just showing the last one because, I mean, and also I was taking my time. When the camera is on, even though I'm very used to the camera, I don't know, I just feel a pressure. So I took my time without the camera. Now we're gonna use the retainers the BTR sent us. Thank God that they send us extra because those things are a pain to work with. That's why people pay people to do this, because first of all they are professionals, and second of all some people just don't have the patience for. We are pretty much done for today. I'm so tired. I'm not tired just physically but mentally, because to do those springs though, they look so good but they are so hard to work with. I think because I was afraid mostly, but I took my time and now we have the springs. The rock arms are ready to go in, the push rods, and we should be able to start put everything back together though. I don't think we have, of course, the balancer, and I wanna get on that one once I'm really like rest in a good mood and all the kind of things. So I should get on that one tomorrow and we'll go from there. I'm just mentally exhausted. I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to do that right. So I hope it's right. But now once we get the balancer on, I think it's pretty much easy because the rock arms and the push rods is just like a plug and play kind of thing. Just a couple bolts so I can start putting everything back together. I think 2 more days we should be able to start her. I cross my fingers. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's upload. If you are here for the first time, subscribe and I'll see you guys next one. Never forget, enjoy life and work hard for it.